What's up, guys? This is not a trade recap. This is actually backtesting. But hold on, let me just check if this is recording correctly. I think it is. This is actually a backtesting, probably a quick backtesting just for this day, Monday here. And honestly, the reason I decided to record is because this is a very interesting circumstance that I think you definitely want to avoid. And this is a trading day that you would want to avoid for multiple reasons, right? So looking on the daily chart, right? We just finished off Friday of the last week inside candling, right? We kind of came back into the range. So this was Monday. We made the low on Wednesday, made the high on Thursday, and then we came back into the range on Friday. I didn't take a trade on this day because multiple reasons, but I'm not going to go over that. I didn't take a trade. So coming into Monday now, we are inside the range of this candle. Inside days, like, okay, if you ever wake up one morning and you're deciding to you're going to take a trade and you see that we're in the range of another candle, probably don't want to take the trade, right? I'm not saying you can't, but I think it'd be wise to possibly take one end of the candle first, or at the very least have some type of sweeps, have some type of fractal model in play before you try and take one side or the other. But I think this is a case where you wouldn't want to do any of that, and I'll tell you why. You can't really see it much so on the daily, but again, I think just the first reason why you wouldn't want to trade this Monday, other than the fact that it's a Monday, is the fact that we're inside candling. Mondays don't tend to really move that much. They might put in the lower high of a week, but so the fact that we're inside candling, like what the hell am I even looking at? You know what I mean? Like, this is just open up this candle's day. This is where we currently are. Like, what, like, you know what I mean? Like, what am I doing here? We're inside the range of this candle. We're not really going anywhere. We're kind of consolidating in a sense just from these two candles, inside these candles. And what else? What else stands out to you? You probably don't know. I'll tell you. Deep retracements. We came back to more than we're in a discount, that's for sure, but this is a deep retracement. Deep retracements do not support expansion to the upside or downside, depending on what we're looking at here. But because we have the CISD, change in state of delivery, or market, technically not. Honestly, this is not really a CISD. This is more of a market structure shift. This is a market structure shift. So we had this market structure shift, and the market looked like it wanted to go up. But we're opening up on Monday, deep retracement back into discount. We're inside candling. We're not really going anywhere. It just looks super low probability. And that's why I wanted to make this video, because this is a day where I generally think you wouldn't want to trade, because at this point you're just losing your money, man. Because we have such deep retracements. See, we went into a discount. Now we're back into premium, and we're not really going anywhere. You know what I mean? Ideally, the fact that we're back in premium, and since we haven't taken out this low, this still in a way does support expansion to the upside, but this is just a very low probability situation here. But if I had to take a trade, I'd be more bullish still, right? And why am I bullish? Because we have a lot of low resistance above us, basically, honestly. So what we could look for, again, I'm not looking to take a trade. This is very lower probability, but that doesn't mean I can't entertain the idea, right? Because you never know when opportunities may arise. But if I were going to take a trade, what would I be looking for? I'd be looking for a sweep, some type of SMT. Definitely need a SMT in this case scenario. I'm not taking shit without an SMT. In fact, I would prefer a two-stage SMT or a two-stage cracking correlation, because this situation is not ideal at all. Because what this could also be, right, is that we could be retracing. We could come back to 50%. We're going back into a premium to go lower, right? You don't know. This is a very, like, I don't know situation. But if I had to pick a bias, I'd be bullish. What do I need to see? A SMT, preferably a two-stage, but okay. So we opened up. We're at 935 right now. Okay, we're making that low. We made that sweep. That's for sure. But they both swept it, so we don't have a CISD. I mean, not a CISD, sorry. We don't have a change in state of delivery. Wait, what am I talking about? Oh my gosh, we don't have an SMT. Sorry, that's what I'm trying to say. Golly. But with that sweep, I'd probably wait for a double sweep, but we can possibly go down and see if we can find a 15-minute fractal. You see how these are very close together? I don't like that, bro. I don't like that shit. Alright, so we're going lower. They're diverging. This is going lower, this is going higher. And this would be our draw on liquidity, but it's already going there, you know what I'm saying? So we're getting that double sweep. We're already really high. Okay. And it took it, right? There was no SMTs at the lows. We had a sweep there. Now, could we have gotten a setup? Honestly, yeah. Right here. Change the state of delivery. Target the highs. The closure of this candle. Yeah, so this would have been your trade, I guess. I was just a little bit iffy because there's no CISD here, but you could have, I don't know where this candle would have technically closed for us, because I don't know if it was lower or the closure there. And then in terms of standard deviation, right? So you would have had to catch this early, if I'm being honest. So standard deviation projects up there. So like, let's say you were longing. I don't even know where this candle was before this closure here. Let's just say it was here. That would be better case scenario, I guess. You could put the body, you could put the stop at this low and target standard deviation. Now for, it looks like NASDAQ was definitely the stronger one here. Same thing with ES. So this is a case where it did actually do something. It's just, it's a little iffy because there's no, whatchamacallit. There's no, I'm blanking. There's no SMT. So, and then not only that, this one on ES now is more lower probability because we already took this high in NASDAQ. Now, does it reach complete standard deviation? It does not look, wait, it does not look like it's going to reach. Oh shit, it does. Oh shit, okay. This actually would have been a very nice trade. A lot of low resistance. The only issue really is just we didn't have that SMT, but damn, this is actually a really nice trade. That's crazy. That is crazy. And you guys are probably wondering, why am I a lot of the videos, a lot of the last videos have been trade recaps. Why are they not back testing sessions? Because right now I'm in the process of figuring out my process a little bit more, and honestly I don't want you guys to see me have a string of losses and then have a crash out on video, and quite frankly that's not helpful to you because I don't want you to learn my bad habits. I'd rather see you at my best. I'd rather you see me at my best and when I actually have a better idea of how I should approach the market. But as you can see, my thought process has gotten a lot better. I try to keep it simple. The guy that I'm watching to align my biases with to see if I'm doing the right thing, because again, he is better than me. Where was I going with that? I literally just blanked. I honestly have no idea what I was about to say. All that to say is, oh yeah, so he's a little bit more thorough with his process. I try to keep it relatively simple. Sometimes he'll flip his bias. I don't typically like to do that. If we're not going along with the current order flow, I don't like to flip my bias. So if I don't get if I'm long and the order flow is long and the market structure supports long, but it's not giving me a long and it looks like it's going down, I'm not gonna change my bias. I don't like to do that. Because in some cases that might mean that it's gonna chop for the rest of the day, and that is crazy. This was a good trade. Shit, this was a good trade. I just wanted to see that SMT, bro. Shit, there is an SMT. Oh no, it's a 3-minute SMT though. Was it on the 5? Damn, there's a small little SMT at the lows. Sorry guys, this was a really good clean trade. Like you see, I just went straight to the draw. Now, which one would I have taken this on? Probably NASDAQ. Why? It's just more energetic. But I wonder, so it reached standard deviation. Well, does ES reach standard deviation as well? I don't think so. Wait. Oh shit, it does. Damn, I'm mad. This was a good trade. This was a good trade, yo. Fuck. It is what it is. You guys saw that? Honestly, that's all I have for you. That's crazy. This was a whole segment about how not to trade this day, and then it ended up being a good trade, like an actual good trading day. No, but in all honesty though, these are like very low probability days. The fact that we're inside candling, very low probability. This just happened to be one day where it would have worked out. But I wouldn't recommend trading these days. I personally think more times than not you want to avoid these days than actually trading in them, right? There's a lot of reasons not to trade this day, but it just happened to work out in our favor for some reason. But no, seriously, do not trade days like this. Like, for example, this was an inside day. I can guarantee you I did not trade this day. Look at Tuesday. Shit. What the frick? I'm here trying to tell you not to do things, and here I am doing things. Like, what? Why did I trade that day? Why did I trade that day? I honestly don't know. You know what? I know. The order flow supported expansion. That's why. Because it was a retracement, right? So this was a retracement. So I was looking to fade this up move to the downside. Yeah, I honestly think that's what happened there. Not sure. Not sure. That would have been a good trade. Anyways, with that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any questions, leave them down below, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.